Hopefully that won't end in tears. Austin's got a lot of work to do here as we see the fight for fourth position coming down, crossing the line. Saravan Rajakumar, Ben Ming and Vincent Nathan.
And it looks like Lee Haibo in car number 811 has had a bit of a malfunction in turn 6. He's sitting there stranded on the course. And there's some cars coming forward here as the lead cars go past.
A little bit of a dangerous position there because he's on a very tight corner on the outside. They want to get that card off as soon as possible. But look at this battle coming in as they're taking off with Saravan Rajakumar and Ben Ming. Bumper to bumper, nudging left, right and center. As they exit, crossing the line, Saravan looking behind him to see where Ben is. Don't worry, Rajakumar, Ben Ming is right behind you. He's going to duck and dive. He's going to try and take that fourth position off you as soon as you make a mistake.
Well, that's most unfortunate for Lee Haibo, kart number 811. His kart is out of action and doesn't look like he'll be starting the race anytime soon.
So Julian Fong's got a nice relaxing drive there in second position. I wouldn't get too relaxed if I were you, Julian, because Saravan and Rajakumar, Ben Ming and Vincent Nathan are hot on your trail. They need those points. They want that podium position. They're going to do anything to take it from you. As they enter turn 1, look at Ben Ming all over Rajakumar. He's going to dive on the inside. He can't quite make it stick, which is good for Vincent Nathan. He's waiting for Rajakumar and Ben to make a mistake and take advantage of it and dive on the inside.
That's very aggressive driving you're watching right now with Thaddeus Lee, 34.062. He has a quick look over his shoulder. He knows how far Opai is from him. Especially when the driver in front of you is driving a defensive line, it isn't easy to get past. They're all within a half a kart length of each other, but it's not easy to find the space. And it looks like Vincent tries to go on the inside, but gets cut off by Ben Chen on turn 2.
Ted Lin was having a look there on Vincent Nathan down the straight. He's making it stick as they come in turn 2, neck and neck. I saw, you can tell by their demeanor in their helmets, in the warm-up races, they just kept looking straight. But this is the grand final time. This is the points. This is where we give the trophies away for first, second, and third. They're looking behind to make sure the car behind them is not a threat to them. These guys are desperate. Their adrenaline's pumping. They want to maintain these positions. Good racing here by these kids.
That's right, and an interesting point to note, even though they're driving a defensive line, they can't really try to cut the line off, otherwise it actually costs them time. So they've got to try and thread a very fine balance between driving defensively and still maintaining a good time, because consistency is still very important in a long race like this.
Ted Lin has dropped down from 7th position. Johan Surabaya overtook him coming into just crossing the line, actually. So he's on a roll. Johans.
Meanwhile, Jack McGregor, kart number 348, into the pit lane. It looks like he's had some mechanical malfunctions. As our race leader comes up on the back marker now, this will be tricky. 708 has to get through unscathed, and then it's 268 behind him in second. They're going to try and make a pass. The back marker currently time patient, has a look behind. He's aware of the drivers coming past on him.
We see Julian just coming out of the stadium complex to cross the start-finish line. I don't think he's going to be challenging for second position, but he's got to watch out because the battle for between Saravan Rajakumar, Ben Ming and Vincent Nathan, these three drivers are fast approaching Julian Fong, and by the end of this race they're going to be fighting for third position. So Julian, you need to wake up, mate. Put that foot down.
That's true, and as for the spectators, if you see the marshals waving the blue flag in front of a driver, that means that their back marker is coming up on them. And the race leader's coming up on the back marker, sorry. So they are obliged to try and let the driver through. So you'll see from time to time the marshals waving this blue flag to tell the drivers to let the others pass.
Rajakumar is on fire. He's a man on the mission. He has pulled away from the battle with Ben Ming by about 1.5 seconds, but he has closed the gap to third place Julian Fong. There's only 4 seconds difference now, and there's 7 laps to go. Rajakumar could easily take third position from Julian.
And they let them through. Austin Hicks closes the door on Opai, but Opai gets through. I think he's looking to try and pass on turn 2. Bit of nudging, and he gets through cleanly. So it's Thaddeus Lee in number 1, Opai in number 2, kart number 814, Julian Fong in number 3.
That was a close call for Opai. Austin Hicks wasn't going to let him through that easy because even though he's a back marker, he's fighting against Randall and Pei Shen, so he doesn't want to concede any positions, but at the same time, he's got to find the right position to let the leaders through. And Julian here looks like he's woken up a bit. He's starting to pull away from Rajakuma. There's 5 laps to go now. This is going to be a tight fight for first position. There's less than a second between Thaddeus Lee and Nasri.
The start of the race is always jittery. They're always looking to try and pass and drive a little too aggressively. It seems like they've settled down into the pace and rhythm of things now. Just to give you an idea, these drivers are clocking 34 seconds consistently, and they've done so for 20 laps. And if you've never got into a go-kart before, take it from me, it's a really, really tough thing to be trying to battle these machines, let alone for 25 laps.
We see Pei Shen raising his hands there to Austin. Austin's making his kart extra wide as they're going into turn 2. Pei Shen has a clearly faster kart here, but he just can't find a way.
Well, as our race leader goes past, they're on 21 laps. He'll take us to 22 as he goes past that checkered line, bringing us to 3 laps to go for Thaddeus Lee.
And then the only drivers to do a flat 34-second lap, as we see Pei Shen again trying his moves on Austin Hicks. Austin Hicks, the seasoned professional, making his kart extra wide. There's no way he's going to get past there. And Julian, he might just take 3rd position there. Rajakuma's drifted off a bit, but he can't drift off too much because Ben Ming there, he needs those points for 4th position. Anything can happen in the next 3 laps.
And again, not to forget, points matter here for these drivers. Even if they don't finish in the top 3, they still want as many points as they can get. And Pei Shen and Austin going neck and neck into turn 1.
Austin knows exactly where he is. He moved out onto the track. He's making it difficult for Pei Shen to pass.
Oh, and it looks like someone has a slide. He goes into the puddle of water and he's had a bit of a slide there. I think that's the kart of Ted Lin, 633.
No, that's Ted Lin.
I'm sorry, it's Randall Ng in 652. But now he's in between Thaddeus and Opie, 1st and 2nd on the grid. Last lap for our race leader. I know for a fact these drivers are capable of 33-second laps, so I'm surprised to see only 34 seconds on the clock on the board. And oh dear, it looks like Tan Pei Shen had a bit of a bump in with Austin and going around in turn 2, and he's lost a few positions there.
Right in front of the battle for 4th position, 5th position. Vincent Nathan is right on the heels of Ben Ming now. Ben Ming has been concentrating on trying to catch Rajakuma, but he totally forgot as the checker flags out, and Thaddeus Lee takes his 1st win of the championship season. He's on the points now, closely followed by Nasri for 2nd, and Julian Fong, a nice easy drive to 3rd position for him. Ben Ming couldn't quite get 4th position from Rajakuma, and Vincent Nathan had to settle for 6th position. What an awesome battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th position that we just saw there. Johan Surabaya settles for 7th position. Ted Lin had an interesting race, spinning a couple of times there above Randall in 9th position. Austin Hicks held off Pei Shen for 9th position. Jack McGregor closing out. He retired just shortly before the end of the race there.